Um, let's say that you're gonna start here and you've found north, approximate north by your shadow points north at local noon, and or you have lined up with the North Star, Polaris, and or you've used your magnetic compass and declination correction to find true north. And you want to run a line, an old deed line here, 40 degrees off of true north. And you've set a stake here due north, and another stake back here due south of your starting point where your corner is. If you don't have a compass or a transit to turn an angle, what you could do is measure 4 feet down and 3 feet out and 5 feet across. And of course, this point would have to be lined up with your due south. And that would give you a 90-degree angle here, because a 3, 4, 5 triangle always makes a 90-degree angle there. 3, you could do a 3, 4, 5, or a 6, 8, 10, or a 9, 12, 15. It has to be a multiple of 3, 4, 5. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15. You could measure out 9 feet, 12 feet, and 15 feet, and that would give you a 90-degree angle there, a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. That's famous among builders and surveyors. But after you get your 90-degree line set, then if you measure out the same distance up and the same distance out, and then pull out the same distance this way and intersect those two if you've got the same distance here and the same distance there, then that means that angle splits that 90-degree angle. So that would be half of 90, which would be 45 degrees. And then if you split it again, that angle would be 22.5 degrees. And you can see how you could keep splitting the angle until you get it down to an angle as small as you wanted it. But a simpler way to do it, if you've got a scientific calculator, and you've got one on your Windows computer, it is built into Windows. If you turn it on and put in, if you want to run a 40-degree angle off of true north, you put in 40 and take the tangent, just hit the tangent button, and it'll give you 0.8391 if the angle is 40. And if you're going to go up and over, up north and over east to produce that 40-degree angle, you multiply that 0.83 times 100 feet. And the answer, of course, is 83.91 feet. So my point is, if you had a north direction and you knew you wanted to be 40 degrees off of that, but you don't have a transit or a compass to turn that angle for you, what you could do is put in your 40 in your calculator, hit the tangent, multiply by any number, it could be 10 feet or 100 feet, and it'll give you this distance here, the east distance. You go north, the distance that you put in the calculator, and the east that the calculator gives you for the tangent, and set a stake, and then that would give you your 40-degree angle from the north that you started from. And of course that wouldn't have to be north. If you had a line that was north 40 west and north 40 east, and you wanted to turn that angle, you could measure up 100 and then square over the distance that the calculator tells you, and that would produce that angle. But you would use the tangent function, because the tangent is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. In a 90-degree triangle, the tangent of this angle is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. So if you knew that angle and that distance, you could figure that distance. If you knew that distance and that distance, you could figure the angle. If you don't understand the math, you could ask a high school student or a college student or somebody like that to explain it to you and help you with it.